starting at 6:30. Located at 1704 North Howard Avenue in Tampa. Don't forget about the Burns Happy Hour daily from 4 to 7. The 2-for-1 drink specials. 2-for-1 drink specials every day at Burns. I come out every Tuesday for karaoke at 6:30. For more info, call 813-964-6093. 813-964-6093. Or go to orderburnsbg.com. Burns Bar and Grill.
The Tampa Bay BBIC is a local investment organization dedicated to providing business and funding opportunities to small businesses in the Tampa Bay community for 30 years. For more information or to get started, call 813-425-2043 or go to tampabayBBIC.com.
Yeah. United Bikers Jamboree is back.
I'll call you back. I'm getting on the show.
Third Bikers event of the year. Beach Bash 2022 performing live on Sunday, May 28th. The Boss, Ricky Ross. Also, Bobby Valentino. Hitting the stage Friday night, Mystical, along with Jeter Jones. Hosted by comedian Melanie Camacho. All going down at the County Fairground. 215 Sydney Washer Road in Dover. Tickets available on Eventbrite.com. To see the whole list of events, go to UnitedBikers.com. Lights, camera, action. A 360-degree, interactive, unforgettable experience.
Looking to take your event to the next level and create an unforgettable experience? Capture it all with the 360-degree photo booth from Lights, Camera, Action right now. Corporate events, birthday parties, and more. Book your next experience with us online at 360lca.com, Instagram at 360lca, or call 770-568-5374. 770-568-5374.
The views, opinions, and conclusions on this radio broadcast are solely the views of this particular program and its hosts. The views and opinions expressed on this broadcast does not reflect or represent the views of WTMP, its officers, staff, or advisors.
Listen to the Call for Help show with attorney Paul Rebein every Saturday morning at M right here on WTMP. And if you need a personal injury attorney, call the Rebein Brothers PA at 813-305-7285. 813-305-7285.
Good morning and welcome to the Call for Help show. I'm your host, attorney Paul Rebein. As usual, here with me in the studio are Robin Lockett and Pastor Brenda Fruster. How are you guys this morning?
Hey, good morning. Good morning to the viewers. God bless you.
Thank you. Also in the studio today is former host. I don't know what your current title is, Malcolm, but interim or interim assistant host, Malcolm Shavers. Welcome back, Malcolm.
Thank you, bro. Glad to be back.
Good morning, Malcolm.
Welcome back. Thank you. Happy best day ever.
Happy best day ever. If you want to join us on the show, give us a call. 888-247-8712 is the number. Today we're going to talk about what a lot of us were watching this week. I know I was periodically, which was the confirmation hearings of Ketanji Brown Jackson for the United States Supreme Court. Every time there's a nominee for this position, they have to appear in hearings before the Senate Judiciary Committee. And they usually get a little bit testy. This one, however, felt different. Obviously, it's the first African-American woman to be nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court. Unquestionably qualified, Harvard Law School, clerked for United States Supreme Court judge, is a federal district court judge, was approved by the Senate, I think about a year ago, for a Court of Appeals position. But now that it's the Supreme Court, now the gloves are off and they're coming out with some interesting questions. But I'm going to direct this to Robin and Brenda. How did you guys feel watching this? How she was questioned, how she was interrupted, the questions that they asked. Did that make you feel a certain kind of way?
Robin?
I want to close it out. No, I'm just teasing.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, but it was expected, right? So they give their grand speeches prior, saying we're going to treat her fairly, we're going to do this, and but they were on point with what their plan was. The plan was to ask to put that doubt out there, ask the hard questions, and then don't allow her to answer it. They kept cutting her off. So they wouldn't even allow her to, and just a tone, right? Just their tone.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? You think it was condescending or degrading?
Very condescending.
I think it was a superiority tone that you ain't in your place.
Wow.
And she kept her cool.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She did.
Listen. I was watching her and I know what I do when I get upset. You can't, my facial expressions will tell you everything. If I don't understand you, if I'm trying to get some understanding, my eyebrows gonna go up. But I saw the little tension just above her eyebrows. I said, "Ooh, she should have got Botox there," because they're gonna claim her as a angry Black woman. But her composure, she held her space.
She kept it. Yeah.
Yeah, she really did. I was very, very proud of her, but I was so disappointed in the way the Republicans questioned her.
I think that she was coached. There's just no way that she would have been able to stand before a firing squad the way she did, and she came out. So I believe that she was coached, which is good, because coaching is preparation. But I want to read something to you that someone sent me. It says, to many, Judge Jackson's appointment is a clear example of affirmative action, and she is having her qualifications questioned. But out of the 115 people confirmed to the Supreme Court, 40 of them were never a judge before being put on the SCOTUS. 18 of them never completed law school, and 47 of them never attended law school. Meanwhile, Judge Jackson went to Harvard Law School. She was an editor of Harvard Law Review and has been a judge for 9 years and was a criminal defense lawyer. And she had 3 federal clerkships, including clerking on the SCOTUS. So this person that did this posting was saying, it's amazing how they questioned her, demeaned her, put her through the ringer. And a lot of the people that are now in those positions as a judge or Supreme Court never went through what she went through. They literally tried to break her. As we all know, they did everything they could to break her. But thanks be to God who gives us the victory. He gave her the victory before this even started. So he prepped her. I talked about the coaching, and so I know she had some coaching, but ultimately the Lord prepped her to prepare her for this gang up that happened.
Yeah.
There were some interesting questions that I think were inappropriate, that had nothing to do with her qualifications or anything that she would rule about on the court. And I'm going to put some of these questions to you. I wish we could have gotten what she really thought about some of these questions. I think she had to hold her tongue.
Oh, so throw the questions. Give her throw the questions to us. We'll give you what we thought her questions were, and then you give a real answer.
Okay. So,
as well as our viewers, they're already making their comments, so they're ready.
Well, I can't remember the lady's name. It was the senator from Tennessee asked her, "How do you define a woman?"
Your mama.
Your mama. That would have been the best answer. Malcolm, how do you define a woman?
Well, I define a woman as able to bear a child, number one. That's the first thing I'm defining as a woman. And a woman obviously is going to have a vagina, but definitely the number one and most single thing is able to bear a child. I know all women can't, but that is one of the number one features a woman is going to be able to do, is bear a child.
Okay, and I think that
woman's going to have a natural womb, not a womb that was inserted by a surgeon.
Yeah, and even that inserted womb ain't going to bear a child.
See, I
And I
think
think that's kind of touched because you just said, I mean, well, we'll leave that alone.
I
But
think
yeah,
they would have
I
liked,
agree with you.
they would have liked you guys' answer, because what they were trying to do was put her in a box
Right,
about what's going on right now
right.
with transgender people, where, you know, everybody heard about the transgender swimmer who's competing against females. And does that really have anything to do with, you know, her job and what she's going to do on the court? No, but it was a way to make political points for their base.
How though, Paul? How? Because I mean, a transgender can't have a child. I mean, that's facts. We know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go down a rabbit hole on this one because they identify themselves as women. They think their idea is that gender is assigned, and that's not the truth. You know, so there's a lot a lot with that. So,
and then there's, you know, the legal definition. And I think that when you have a sex change operation and you get a new social security number, or you become recognized as the other sex. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's been that way for a while now. So I'm not sure what the point of the question was, other than to make points. The other question was by Ted Cruz, who brought up a children's book that I guess is used at the school where Judge Jackson is, you know, one of the board members or trustees or something like that. I always say, don't be on any board of anything, because that's the kind of thing that can happen. You just go into the meetings or whatever, and now they're pulling out books and stuff that you probably don't even know that they have. But the point of the book was, you know, it's called Anti-Racist Baby. And the point of the book is that babies are not racist, that you have to teach them to be racist.
Correct.
But they pulled out pages that made it sound like the book was saying that babies could be racist. So I pose the question to you guys: can a baby be racist, or are they taught to be racist?
Definitely taught.
Yeah, they're taught.
Children are born pure love. They don't know anything about race, black, white, women, boy, girl. They don't know anything. You put children out and put them in a park, they'll all play together and hug and love each other. One fall will pick the other one up, hug them. I watch my grandson do it, you know, so they don't know. You have to teach someone that.
Hold on, guys. We have a caller. Welcome to the Call for Help show.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I would just say the confirmation hearing led by the discussions on the right really show the tailspin that white America is in, and is calling for white people who want to be on the right side of history of truth telling to just stand up. Ted Cruz sounded like a bumbling idiot. It is surprising that Mitch McConnell has already came out and said, no, he won't confirm her confirmation. But when you look at all of her statistical data and all of her achievement, she stands out way far and beyond. And then it stands with what we have to tell our children and what we were told as children. We got to run twice as hard and be twice as good in order to achieve in white America. And I could just tell you this morning, I can't think of no other place I would want to be than a black woman right now.
That's right.
Come on now.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Over almost 400 years of white people trying to get it right, and we in the precipice of World War III. We have watched white people come with all kind of analysis and slogans that one could pay their debt to society, and they're the first ones to bring it up. So my only thing is for that black woman and all of us, the rest of us that's walking in our blackness, we don't run away from our truth. We stand up in it even when we have to stand up against other black folks that is on the heels of being paid. When I seen that black woman that was from that school, I can't say Liberty School, talk about critical race theory and what it did. What generation after generation, it has been the hopes of black people that the cycle of racism would end with the next generation of white children. But it don't, because as long as you're teaching that you have a right to be superior, as long as you're teaching privilege, it's going to be there for every white generation that is preceding. And our responsibility is to hold up our blackness and to fight like hell that we can retain. Thank you.
That's right.
Oh, I love it. Yes, ma'am. Woo! You
Say it,
go,
Connie.
girl.
I think,
And she dropped the mic.
Right there.
No.
Cory Booker came to to her defense at the end, and it brought a tear to her eye. You saw one tear come down her face. I thought that was powerful. That was emotional. He said, "Don't let anybody make you feel like you don't belong here, or you didn't earn this." And I think he said, "God's got you."
Yeah. His speech was powerful. And just looking at the common sense analysis of it. Somebody sent me something in regards to how she compares to all of the current justices. She outweighs them in everything. I think there's only one slot that she didn't, and all of them didn't do whatever that was. But the lady that was just confirmed just prior to her, she barely made the mark. She only had two of those slots filled. So, but as Connie said, we have to run faster. We have to do better. We always have to stay on our toes. Then we still have to prove ourselves. And then we still have to fight against the misdiagnosis of a black woman.
Hold up. We got an attitude. We got another call. Caller, welcome to the Call for Help show.
Malcolm, you're getting a lot of shout outs here.
I'm getting a lot of shout outs.
Yeah, good morning to handsome Malcolm in the middle.
Hold up, we got a call. Caller, welcome to the Call for Help show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, what I want to say is just because a doctor insert an artificial vagina into a man, it doesn't change him into a woman. He's still a man. His chromosomes and his DNA is still the same. And this analogy here, you can put chicken feathers on a pig, it's still going to be a pig.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay.
Look out now.
Haven't heard that one before.
I heard. I'm from Mississippi. I heard
lipstick on a pig. I don't know anybody putting no chicken feathers on one. Another thing that they tried to do was say that she was somehow sympathetic to or soft on people accused of child pornography. And that's pretty obviously just trying to get people in the QAnon camp, excited about creating another sort of conspiracy about, this is another pedophile or pedophile supporter. And that was just ridiculous. So as history shows with this administration and the prior, they say whatever the heck they want to say. They throw stuff out there, and people are stupid enough to follow it, right? So they will degrade. Trump has allowed people to really say what they want to say, and just stupidity, right? And just to get their base riled up. If their base is riled up because of a degrading and a disrespect of a black woman who's overly qualified for that, extremely qualified for that seat, then that's fully on them. That makes no sense to me. We got a caller. Welcome to the Call for Help show.
Yes, the saying that was said earlier that we have to run faster and jump higher, and that's what's said to us as kids as we grow up in the Black community. One thing about that, when we say that, believe me or not, in order just to be accepted
That's right.
in America, in a place that we built. We say that just to be accepted by white people. But I always say this, even though we try and go out to do that and it succeed in many times, white America will never, ever accept black. You think about it. If we haven't done it in over 400 years, what do you think that means?
That's right.
I'm not saying we should stop. All I'm saying is that they will never, ever do it. It won't happen. It has happened before slavery, during slavery, and after slavery. That's my thought.
Thank you, caller.
And you know, his point is probably like a lot of people feel, but when you come into who you are and to whose you are, you're trying to be accepted by nobody but God. So it's better for us to be who God has designed us to be.
That's right.
And we win like that, because there's always going to be something wrong. But if you figure out who you are, then you're accepted and you're doing whatever you were, whatever you're here to do, you're going to be accepted by God. Men have their own agendas. They have their own opinions. And guess what? You'll find out just how kumbaya somebody, a white person that stands next to you is when you are qualified more than they are to take something from them. That's when you'll find out, because then they're going to come out and say, oh, no, that's not yours.
Yeah.
That's when they're going to, do it. They're not going to give it away freely, even if you deserve it.
What do you think about the caller's comments, Malcolm?
Well, I mean, they're dead on. I mean, man, look how long, and 400 years, it's been longer than 400 years. That's just what we've been saying for a while. It's been thousands of years that we've been in this situation. And, I just had a situation happen to me just yesterday, and it's never happened before, walking in the mall and have a police officer come to me about thinking I was videotaping and gonna rob the mall. And they brought 3 county deputies out to me. Here I am, 53-year-old man in the store shopping, actually looking for stuff, trying to find me something to wear, and get confronted by the deputies and say, hey, what are you doing with your camera? What you doing with your phone in that store back there? I'm like, what I'm doing with my phone? What are you talking about? I'm talking to my wife. What do you mean? I'm just on the phone. He's like, no, well, they thought you were planning on robbing the store. So,
wow.
And literally walked me out the mall.
Wow.
Because they thought I was video saying that said the people with the purses, which I ain't even look at no purses, said they took all the purses out because they thought I was going to come over there by myself.
Stereotype.
I guess bust the glass and take the purses out or something. And when he asked me, I'm like, so even if I was planning on doing it, do you think I would tell you? See, I'm insulted because you came to me, you knew what you were doing. Because if I was even planning on doing it, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do it. So you were trying to insult me anyway, just by stepping to me, asking me, what am I doing on my phone in America in 2022 with all this going on? You're going to step to me, white officer, and ask me, what am I doing with my camera inside of a department store? And wouldn't get off of it. Just wouldn't stop. I don't care what I said. He just wasn't having it. Just kept following. Oh, they thinking this, and it looks suspicious. Is that a misdemeanor or a felony? Which one is it? I mean,
that's
isn't that a lawsuit?
Just happened yesterday.
Yeah,
that's a hate crime.
Yeah, what was the store, Malcolm?
Von Maur in Decatur, Illinois. Von Maur, Decatur Mall. I see why it's close to getting shut down. It's terrible. Dude, they literally took all the purses out of the store.
Wow.
When I'm walking back by, so I look over to the left and I can see them. And everybody's in the store is looking at me. Everybody, as this deputy is walking me out the store, following me.
You should put the name out there so people don't shop.
No, you should hire Paul to sue him.
Our store in Decatur, Illinois. It sucks. I'm telling you, I couldn't believe it. It's first time. I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. I've never had anything happen to me. That's the first time I've ever had a that I felt racially profiled. And he said, well, we just had somebody come in yesterday to do the same thing. And I said, was he black? He didn't want to answer for a while. And he said, yeah, he was black too. I'm like, come on now. Now, if I send a white person here right now, and video clothes, stuff like that. You guys are not going to snatch all the purses out, and it's just crazy, man. Never had.
And they don't have a security. They don't. Is
They
it an
had
outdoor
security, but
store?
they had security, but security called the police.
Wow.
And the police came. They all showed up, and I'm watching. I just thought they were there. You know, I didn't think anything of it. I'm not going to do anything. And then he finally approached me, said, "Hey, I need to talk to you. What were you doing back there in that store?" I'm like, man, I don't even remember what I was doing. What? I don't know. I'm walking through.
But you multiply this 100 times. You multiply this 1,000 times. Black men and women all over this world is being scrutinized, killed in the same manner. And you know, when in Ukraine, when all of these things started happening, I don't know if you saw this part where there were some Africans trying to get back to Africa, and they were told that they could not get on the train because they were Black, but they were letting everybody. So what is your point? My point is, this is not limited to just America. Prejudice, racism is not just limited here in America. It is across the land.
Yes.
And what I say to this, which we don't have the opportunity nor the time to get into it, but this is a spirit, and a spirit has to find a body to occupy in order for it to be in operation. This spirit has found some people that have said, yes, I want to be hateful. Yes, I'm prejudiced. And it is occupying all over this land. And we, as African Americans, must continue to take our stand. And as the woman said earlier, we must continue to teach our children. We cannot pull back, slack up at all with teaching our children about the history of Black America.
And then, you know, that book that Ted Cruz picked up, I think maybe a lot of people should read that children's book to their kids. And the funny thing was that book is now like the #1 bestseller on Amazon. So I don't think he got what he wanted out of it.
Or maybe so. Who wrote it? I know. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think racism is taught. It's taught not just by words, but actions, and how just watching a parent and how they react in situations. I don't know that a lot of people are sitting down with their kids and saying, you know, teaching them, you're superior to this race or anything like that. I know that people do. A lot of people do, but I think there are a lot of people who don't, that still end up with kids who have biases, and it's just from their behavior and reactions and the way they respond to people. So that's if it is going to change, I think that's where it's got to start. I'm sorry that happened to you, Malcolm.
Bro, listen, all I'm thinking about, I had to really make sure I had myself way down, my voice very low, because I know all I had to do was one little thing and escalate it, and the guy would snap out, you know?
Right.
I didn't want to be a dead guy in the mall about something that had nothing to do with anything. And I'm thinking about, this is already in my head playing. I got to be very nice, very nice. I can't express myself like I really want to express myself. This guy might tase me. He might shoot me, because the whole time he's got his hands on his vest, and I'm talking about he's shoulder to shoulder with me. He's right on me, and he wants to know, he wants an answer. What are you doing? Why? I'm like, dude, this is a mall. I just don't even get this, man. And walked me out the mall. Then went back in the mall and find out, asking the people, what was I doing? Was I really trying to buy something?
So Malcolm, with you saying that you just identified what you had to consciously do. Yes. If you were yourself, would you have beat the cop up? Would you have cursed him out, or would you have been your voice tone would have been what it was, and you would have talked to him like a man?
Yeah, it would have been loud. I would have checked him like, Yep, this is my phone. I do what I want. I would have got a little bit more. I would have been more myself, but because of the fear of thinking
That's
that
right.
he's got a gun, I don't.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he will shoot me if he feels threatened. And I guess I'm a little bigger than that guy. You know, I don't know, but I know he had a gun. And I didn't want to end up. It hit my mind really quick about what happened to everybody. Trust me.
Yeah.
For a quick millisecond, it's like, don't escalate this. Don't escalate it.
Unfortunately, guys, we our time is up. Thank you, Malcolm, for coming back. And
Absolutely. I'll be back next week.
We'll see you next week on the Call for Help show.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Career Source is now located at